Obviously, thrilled with the outcome of the game. Very appreciative to the New York Yankees organization for giving us this opportunity, putting it on in such a first-class manner. Hats off to Holy Cross, a quality program that's well coached and played the game hard, but very proud of our team's performance tonight. We challenged them to start fast. We did that, and I was proud of the effort that we sustained all the way through until the fourth quarter.
Coach, you go up 14-0 like that. It's like 7-8 minutes left in the first quarter. What's going through your mind right away?
How do we get to 21? Honestly, Drew, that's it. Really wanted to start fast. Holy Cross had outscored their opponents something like 94-58 in the first quarter this season. So it was something that I was very aware of that I wanted to jump on them early because that's what they had been doing to people. And we went up 14. Let's get one more.
What was the message at halftime, up by such a big margin?
To keep the foot on the gas. We talked about the theme this morning when we talked was he who holds the pen controls history. And today was a historic day for our football program. So I told him at halftime that the chapter was only half written, that we had to finish it, and proud of the way we did so.
Coach, part of the team's success today was, outside of the fact that you guys obviously were scoring at a high pace, was the fact that with the play calling, you guys was able to mix it up in different ways with the spacing, with Kevin moving in motion for Chase to take his spot. How are you, as a staff, was able to maintain that rhythm and that pace, even though you're switching it up with the spacing and even having guys move in different motions?
It comes down to preparation, and most of all, it comes down to the guys that are sitting next to me. Coaches have the ideas, but ideas don't win football games. Execution does. So we practice those plays at a fast tempo, so that when we got to the game, we were prepared. And they, these two, as always, did a tremendous job of leading the offense and fulfilling their roles on each and every play. These two guys are two of the best in the country, and couldn't be prouder of both of them as football players and they know as people.
And you just touched on it, when it came to talking about the offense. Once again, let's get one more. What is the message to the defense? Is it necessarily let's just keep going to the special teams? Let's make sure we're covering the kickoffs and the punch just right. Is it basically just the same thing? Hey, you guys keep getting stops, offense keeps scoring, special teams, you just keep doing what you do?
Do your job. Yeah, that sounds about right. These guys they'll tell you I rarely relax. I certainly don't relax on game day. Yes, they're laughing because that's exactly what I'm saying. But yeah, that's the expectation. And even when give up a touchdown early, I was upset, and I was upset because it was something we could control. We weren't lined up, and if we're not lined up, you don't give yourself a chance. And yeah, we gave up 7 in the first half, but the Vince Lombardi quote, chase perfection and catch excellence. I'm on these guys all the time about the standard is perfection. I know there's no such thing as a perfect game. This isn't baseball. You can't bring up 27, sit down 27, but that doesn't mean we're not going to pursue the perfect game. And that's a message that we've talked about, and these guys know that's my personality.
Kevin, this is for you. I think you had your best passing performance of the season this year. Very few incompletions. At what point of the game did you know that you were on and that you were just rolling? And also, how does it feel having a game like that on a stage like Yankee Stadium?
I'll answer the first question first. It was very special to me. I had 40 of my closest family and friends come up from the game, and a lot of people in my life that are really close to me that have never seen me play in person. So it was huge for me, and I was super excited just to play in front of them and just let them see me play and all the hard work I've had. And when it comes to the plays, Coach Breiner tells you, he has us just tunnel vision. So it's like, I'm not worried about whatever the last play. I'm not worried about the next play. Focus on my play, my job, my assignment, getting our guys in the right position and trying to make a play.
Hey, Chase, congratulations on that. When you're out there, and for one, you've had a great season, thus far, and you're having these games and and your numbers are looking like numbers that's coming from Madden. How are you able to go out there and just see things develop and take advantage of the opportunity like that?
One, it speaks volumes to the people around me, and it's great to have a great line. It's great to have the best quarterback in my eyes in this country, and it's just really complimentary football. And today, I think, was our best game offensively, where we kind of had a solid, established run game, and then Kevin was lights out in the pass. And I feel like that's when our offense is at its best, because then you can't crowd the box, and if you choose to do so, Kevin can light you up.
Chase, you touched on the O-line right there. I think it was your first touchdown run. Garrett, huge.
Yeah.
Really, all day, even for you, Kev, too. How good was the offensive line today?
We were good. I'm not going to sit up here and blow smoke and say we were excellent. I think that, it's with the run game, it's a very good relationship between me and the offensive line. So at times we kind of struggled. At times we let Holy Cross do a couple things up front with certain movements and stunts where we didn't really get to where we needed to be. But, that happens in football games. I'm just proud that we can be able to bounce back and, really just keep an established run game. It's obviously good to have runs that go for 60 yards, 70 yards, but truly you can tell you have a good offensive line and a good run game as a whole when you can establish a solid run attack every single play.
Kevin, so this question is for you. You're playing Bucknell at Bucknell next week. It's your final game of the season. How are you preparing for that game, considering this was an official away game, but it was in the Bronx? How are you preparing for that game? Because that will be in away territory.
Well, hopefully, we're hoping that that's not our last game. Cal Poly lost and UNH both lost. So, hopefully, after we take care of business on the road, 8-3 and have a shot for postseason play. So that's what we're hoping. We're believing and just keeping in the work. But we attack every game just like it's any game. So, our practice, our preparation is going to be exactly the same, and that's one of the things that's helped our offense be so stable. And Bucknell's got a great defense. They're always traditionally so good up front in the front seven. So they're going to cause us problems offensively. They're just a tough, hard defense. So going into the preparation, we're just going to do everything we can and know that if we lose, we're out. We're for sure out. So we're going to come at it. I know me and Chase, we're going to celebrate, have fun with our family and friends, but come Tuesday, it's go time. When it's time to practice, we put the work in, and we want to do everything we can to be ready.
Kevin, this question's for you. Obviously, again, you had a really good game with the passing game, the type of passes you guys were able to connect on, the offensive line protected you very well. But for me personally, the biggest thing that stood out was your pocket presence and your elusiveness and mobility, and that's something that is talked about a lot these days among quarterbacks on every given level. For you, with how you're able to move, is that something that you worked on so much that you know what to do a step ahead of time, or you're just not thinking about it and you're just reacting off the defense?
Well, it is great. Our O-line did have a good game. We went against two great defensive ends, and they had, I think, 17 tackles sacks between the two of them. So that was huge. But as far as my own pocket movement, we work every day. Tuesday's a big pocket movement day at practice. So we have a step-up drill. We have a weave drill, a bunch of different drills where it's just Coach Breiner and Coach Davis, our quarterback coach, want us to think with the Marine mentality. If we're not, it's like quarterbacks, slight movements, all you need, because if you we're always want to step up in the pocket. If you retreat, it's most of the time a loss. And so it's just little slight movements to give you that little window so that when you're in that pocket and you make those tight contested throws, that's when the quarterback's the most dangerous. And so it's just slight movement, get the ball up. And it's a Marine mentality where it's like if you're not moving, you're triggering.
And another question for you is, before the snap, when it comes to pre-snap, every quarterback is different. Either there's a lot of the things that, they're going to do based on the team or what they prefer to do, or it's going to be very simple. For you guys, especially with you at the helm, is it a play-by-play basis in terms of what needs to be done pre-snap, in terms of looking at the defense and making any type of adjustments, or do you already know beforehand?
Oh, no, it's 100%. We're a high-powered offense where we like to play fast, and to play fast, you have to have plays that are very multiple. We're not a two tight end play where we're going to power eye and that's the call. So we're a play where there's always an RPO attached. There's some read that I have to see pre-snap. There's some read I have to see post-snap. And when it comes to, we're a team where it's like we're a spread where it's like we also rely on true West Coast passing systems. So you have to be very good in the drop back pass. So that takes me through my regular pre-snap progression, is being very aware of the skew of the safeties, how many guys in the box, man eyes, zone eyes. And there's I can't really tell you guys my thorough thing that I go through, but we're trained on it every single day. And if it is a drop back pass or if it is a run play, I have to be hyper aware of. They did a good job Cobra blitzing us, a lot of Cobra blitzes off the edge, the corner. That's Cobra's corner. And so that's one where it's like you got to see that boundary safety. If he's getting off on the hash, then that's where you got to be hyper aware. And Chase is probably the best running back in the country, IDing fronts. He he's great running the ball, but when you see what he does in preparation, seeing the skew, he sees what I see. So